What's going on, guys? It's Charr here with a bit of a different video today. Now, I got reached out to do a couple reveals for this fan convention for the game that's coming up here October 24th to the 26th of 2025. This is hosted by a lot of the people in the Washington, D.C. Marvel Champions area, and it's being held with Boom Guy. I don't really know the specifics behind who's hosting, who's in charge of what, who did what, but I wanted to let you guys know that that's what this video is for. This is custom content, so we're going to be doing reveals for kind of the custom content they're doing for their con. They reached out and asked if I want to do it. I said sure, it'd be a ton of fun. Their branding's really fun and cool. MCDC is the name of the convention. And they're doing it like because it's in Washington D.C., but like ACDC. I think it's like really cool and fun and thematic. You have little pics of the area where the con's gonna be. They have stuff about they're doing stuff for Trickster Takeover Civil War. They got a new like mod set that they made, Altar Loki variant, so you get like full arts and promos and stuff. It's sold out for this year. It sold out before I could even get a chance to see if I had the ability to go or not. But if this is something that interests you, maybe you can join the waitlist and just joining in the fun. Who knows? Maybe they open up a couple extra slots. I have none of this information. We will be having Boom Guy on later to talk to me about the cards and maybe a little bit about the event, if that interests you afterwards. But let's get to these reveals because I think it's kind of like really fun, kind of in community thing we can do. It's given a platform for this convention, which I think is really cool. Now we have like two really major conventions in the continental US. We have this one, and then if this one goes well, hopefully it comes back next year. And then we have had the Con of Heroes, which I got the pleasure of going to for the first time this past year, and I do plan on going again. So yeah, all of that's a bit of my little intro preamble. Let's just get to the reveals here. So we're gonna start off with the first card here. So this is one of the cards I got sent, and the reason that I got sent them is really funny. Boom Guy was like, for your Charr takes, we're giving you the Human Torch, which I thought was kind of hilarious. We got the bottom kind of cut off a little bit here, but essentially this is the modular set. It's called Fantastic Foes. I will scroll down just a little bit. Yeah, as you can see, Fantastic Foes, 3 boost icons. So this is a nasty minion for sure. I think this is supposed, I'm not sure if this is supposed to replace the standard set. I know that's something that the Con of Heroes does. I'm not sure that that's what this is. I think this is just a modular set that you can put into any scenario. But of course, we got the Human Torch right here. He's a foe minion. 1 scheme, 2 attack with the asterisk icon. I like the art they picked. I think it's pretty fun. And then he has the aerial trait, the elite trait, and he's enthralled, which that's pretty fun because that means it slots really nicely into the Enchantress scenario. She's a lot of things where you can find an enthralled minion and you can bring it out of the encounter deck with one of her encounter cards, or she like has the side schemes that discard until she finds an enthralled minion. So the enthralled trait means that it works really well with the Loki scenario and the Enchantress scenario because they both have synergies in that. Human Torch comes in. He's got Quick Strike, Victory 1. Okay, so goes into the Victory Splay a lot like the Enchantress mod set. I assume, and I did see a little bit ahead, of course, because he sent me all the cards at once. But similar to the Enchantress mod set, when you defeat these guys, the player who defeated this minion puts the set-aside Human Torch ally into play under their control. So it's very, very similar theming. It should slot right into that scenario and be a ton of fun and like really different thematic theming for Loki and Enchantress alike. And also you can slot this into any sort of game of Marvel Champions if you want. It is custom content. It is a modular set, so it's not limited to that. 1 scheme, 2 attack, 6 hit points. 5 is about the average, so 6 means this guy's a bit tough. You can't really take him out like super easily with like 1 attack event. You might have to like overkill him with like a 3 for 8 type of attack event. But let's see what this star force response does. So it says, as a force response, after Human Torch attacks, deal 1 damage to each friendly character. That is really, really crazy. So he's going to come in with this Quick Strike in a multiplayer game, especially if you're playing with multiplayer. And when he attacks you, if you're not Alter Ego, obviously, because that avoids the Quick Strike, he deals 1 damage to each friendly character. You don't want this guy to be around. You don't want to hit a gang up or anything. He's going to hit you for 2. Then he's going to hit you for 1. And every ally and identity on the board is taking 1 damage. This is really, really crazy and strong. It's like that one card in the Ultron. I don't know if it's Concussive Blast or not in the under attack modular set that just deals 1 damage to each character, each friendly character. This is essentially the same, but he does it as soon as he hits the board. He's going to have a big impact. Your chumping block strategies are going to be messed up. And even if he doesn't hit the board as a minion, that is 3 boost icons in the bottom right. Man, this guy's tough. I love the thematics. You see like the dealing 1 damage is like the flames going everywhere. He's doing a huge mess, huge fire all over the table. This is my Charr takes on my evil ones that people don't agree with. This is me. But then like every good enthralled minion on the when defeated, we do get an ally for defeating this honestly menace. And this is my good side of my Charr takes. We have right here the Human Torch ally. Human Torch, Johnny Storm subtitle, of course, part of the Fantastic Four. Again, I really like the art they picked out for this. It's really cool and fun. I'm not sure where the art is from here because it just says custom content. Oh, you can't actually see it when I zoom in. The bottom, it just says my MC custom content by MCDC. So he has a printed energy resource. He's linked to the Human Torch minion. He's victory 0, so when he leaves play, he'll go into the victory display. And he does not count against your ally limit. He is defiant and he is fantastic, which I think is such a fun keyword. He has essentially the same stat line as the minion. 2 less attack, but he has 1 thwart, 2 attack with that same star. Response, after the Human Torch attacks, deal 1 damage to each enemy. I think they mean Human Torch attacks because I think the would be like the wording. Again, I'm not sure if these are 100% the final ones, but it's obviously referring to this card because this one wasn't called the Human Torch either. It's just Human Torch. So, yeah, I would assume this means, I think it's supposed to just be Human Torch. Again, doesn't really matter. You know what it's referring to, and this is really cool. So after the Human Torch attacks, deal 1 damage to each enemy. So you get that power that minion just hit your whole board with and nuked it. You get Johnny Storm on your side to do the same thing to the enemy. I think it would be interesting if they had something where it was like, it deals 1 damage to each enemy, or it deals X damage to an enemy equal to his attack stat -1 or something. So like if you wanted to like maybe try and Voltroning this guy out and keep him on the board, you could have done like 2 damage to every enemy and then 3 damage, and then like you could like ready him up and stuff like that. Maybe that's a bit too OP or broken. This is just fine. You want to just sit and attack with him 4 times in a row. You're going to get 8 damage plus 4 ticks of his response, so that's 12 damage total if there's only the villain on the board. But obviously in a multiplayer setting, there should be some minions, so you should be getting a ton of value out of this minion. I wouldn't want to chum block with him maybe on his last life, but other than that, you really want Johnny Storm. Go throw out your charred takes all over the battlefield, make your 4s in the sky out of flames, and just torch everybody up, shoot a bunch of fire and whatnot. Super cool, super fun. I really love kind of like this mod set they made. I think it's really thematic, and I really do like, I will reiterate, I love that it slots right into the Loki and Enchantress scenario. I think it's just super cool and fun. But now we're moving on to the third card they showed us, which I think is another part of this Fantastic Foes modular set. It's actually the first card in it. So we have Fantastic Friends or Foes. It is a side scheme with a boost icon that reveals this card and 2 pips on it. So this is really nasty because the villain is going to get 2 extra to their activation, and this side scheme is going to get revealed. So what it says is 4 fantastic figures emerge to join the battle, but are they friends or foes? Did this have flavor text on it? Oh, I didn't read this. Can't leave the flavor text. Back to it. 2 + 2 = 4. That solves everything. That's pretty funny. Johnny's awesome. I love him in the comics. I've been reading North's Run recently, so this is really fun. I love this. Didn't want to miss that because I almost did. Because when I read this flavor text, I got reminded of it. Are they friends or foes? I think it's supposed to go on the line of the Fantastic Four being enthralled in this mod set. And I did read a little bit ahead on this when defeated. I think it's pretty interesting. When defeated, each player searches the victory display for a fantastic ally and puts it into play under their control. If at least 1 ally entered play this way, this card gains victory 0. It's a long way of saying is that when you get this minion and you defeat him and you get this ally and then he goes out of play into the victory display, you're like, oh, that kind of sucks. Like I want to use the Fantastic Four again. That's what this side scheme is here for. So after this Human Torch, after you've used him 4 times or chump blocked him or whatever you had to do to win the game, what he does now is that when you clear this side scheme when it comes in, each player can search the victory display to put one of these fantastic allies. I'm assuming there's a Sue Storm, there's a Reed Richards, and the Thing, Ben Grimm. I'm assuming all of them have minions because it would make sense in this modular set. If all 4 of them are in the victory display and you're in a 4-player game, you clear this for 4, 8, 12, 16 threat, right? He comes in with. All of those minions immediately go right back into play under your control, and you can start using them again. So you get like another use out of all the Fantastic Four minions, which is pretty fun and cool. And I love the idea of that This is a card that doesn't go in the victory display if no minions enter play this way. So if they shuffle up the encounter deck again, you have another chance to get these allies again. Now, in terms of the strength of the modular set, I'm assuming all the Fantastic Four, allies are going to have, or minions are going to have 3 boost icons. This is looking to be a pretty nasty mod set. We have, it's kind of like the Sinister 6 mod set in Sinister Motives, where like all of the Kraven, Electro, Hunter, stuff like that, Kraven, Electro, and stuff like that, they have 3 pips in their boost area. I assume every single one of these guys are going to have 3, and Girl. I'm assuming all of them are going to have 3, so it's a really nasty mod set in terms of just boost effects. They're obviously going to have, like, at least Johnny has a kind of a when revealed ability, but I assume a lot of them are going to have when revealed abilities that are really tough. And this is a really tough side scheme, especially hitting it on a boost. You're adding 2 to the activation, and it gets revealed, which means that this extra encounter card, I think the hazard icon, is going to be active when they're dealing encounter cards. So you're actually getting, in solo, this will be extremely nasty because you're essentially going to be playing heroic for a turn, and you're getting a 4-threat side scheme, and they're adding 2 to the activation. Really, really gross, really tough. Obviously in multiplayer it's a bit less bad. But yeah, no, hitting this on a boost effect is going to feel really bad. But hopefully, to make up for how bad it feels, you have a couple of those fantastic allies in the victory display. Get them back into play with you and get onto the battlefield fighting. I think it's a really fun and cool design. I love the thematics of this modular set, and I think they did a good job here. Other than that, other than the strength, which I think this would be a tough mod set, I think this is kind of like, I talked about the Enchantress review a couple weeks back here, where I thought that the Trickster Magic mod set is a bit too easy. This looks like the opposite. This looks like a very tough mod set, but I think it will be very rewarding to play and fun to play. But other than that, let me know what you guys think about these cards. We're going to have Boom Guide on here later to talk about kind of what went behind the design of this, the con, essentially whatever he wants to talk about. But let's go ahead and talk about 2 other cards they sent me. So similar to what they did at the Con of Heroes, I know Boom Guy and Corbin and a couple of other people got together and made these kind of like booster packs of like alt art hero cards and whatnot. And those were really cool. As an attendee, I got a couple of those alt hero cards. I've used them to play. I think they're just really cool, especially the heroes that didn't have alt arts already. It's just been really cool to spice up the game, make it more fun, thematic, and whatnot. They gave me the opportunity to show off 2 of their alt art player cards, actually, that they're going to be handing out randomly to the attendees of the convention. Sadly, I don't think every single person gets every single card or alt art they made, because I think that'd be a lot of printing costs. And, if they sell more tickets, they have to put them in a big print order. But you will get some of these cards, and hopefully people there will be able to trade the cards around and whatnot and have a good time. But the first one that I got was the cell phone alternate art. So this is just the cell phone card, 2-cost basic upgrade. It has a lightning, an energy resource. I also didn't notice that the Johnny having the energy resource, really cool, fun, and thematic. He's fire, he's energy. Strength or genius doesn't make sense for him. Energy fits the best. Cell phone. So we have Kamala Khan, I'd assume, here, taking a selfie with Wolverine, her best buddy, on the X-Mobile carrier, which is pretty funny. I don't know where this is from. They have the art by Jaime McKelvey, or Jamie McKelvey, and Matt Wilson. Bit cut off on the video here, but and it says custom content by MCDC. I really love this art. I love Cell Phone too. It was a card I brought to the Con of Heroes. And especially because this is going to be a big multiplayer themed event, getting an alt art of this card makes a ton of sense. It comes with 3 charge counters. You exhaust this card, remove a charge counter, choose a character, and makes a basic attack or thwart with +1 for this use. Basically in multiplayer, there's a lot of like fluidity in terms of calling actions out of turns. The thing that's very rigid is basic activations, whether from your ally or hero. Cell Phone gives you kind of that flexibility back. At least once per turn, you can exhaust this and use the counters to essentially get that fluidity back in even basic activations, be able to trigger other people's basic attacks or thwarts out of turn order. Really helps, make the board a bit cleaner, maybe do some really nice numbers here to get these guards or patrols out of the way. Such a fun card, and I think it's a really fun alt art. I love this. It's great. I love this. And the second one we got was also very cool, is Dropkick. Now, this is some really fun art. This art is by Jason Pearson. It has a fist resource. Obviously, this is a Dropkick card, but man, this art is so, so cool. Question card, attack, deal 4 damage to an enemy. If you paid with only physical resources, stun that enemy and draw a card. I mean, just look at this. We have Spider-Man. He has his card, his hand's coming off of the frame. He's doing kind of like a headbutt or like stomping on Deadpool's head. I think this is pretty fun, especially if you think about it from like a Civil War type of angle when this card will be coming out in. It's like the heroes fighting each other, so it also makes thematic sense there. This art they picked is just really cool, and it is literally like a drop kick, right? So you have stuff like the Hulk alt art, he's like kicking and whatnot. It's just so cool. Do I have the Hulk one right next to me? I think I do. You have like Hulk who's swinging in here, right? It's kind of interesting. He's like holding on to like the kind of the border of the thing. I really like how they did this, but it's like kind of like a Spider-Man-esque like thing he's doing. He's like swinging in, kicking somebody. Now we actually have Spider-Man, which is really cool. I'm really grateful for having the opportunity to just take a part of the community like this, even though I'm not able to make it out to the convention. This has been a ton of fun to just talk to these cards. What do you guys think about these cards? Just let me know down below. Let's get Boom Guy and let's just talk through these cards, talk through the event and stuff that went behind it. Let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, we are here. I told you guys I was gonna have kind of the minds behind the cards on here. So we're here with you want to introduce yourself? Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Boom Guy. I have a podcast channel thing called Winning Hand that I am the head honcho of.
Yep.
I'm Lazy Titan. I'm the lackey, the second in command, the scheming guy behind the throne of said channel, Winning Hand.
Yeah,
and I'm here.
I should also say I am one of the organizers of MCDC. Maybe that's more relevant to the discussion we're having here. There's a group of, I don't know, 5 of us or something that are the leads on that kind of came up with the idea and planned it out. And part of that planning is these cards that we're talking about today.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to have you guys on here. So I did my initial reaction to these cards, but I just kind of wanted like the thought process. Where did this stuff come from? Who had a hand in making these? And if anything you want to share about this card. And we'll start here with the minion here. So I kind of went over it a little bit in my initial reveal, but essentially it's very similar to, it's supposed to like coincide this enthralled trait with kind of the trickster takeover scenario. Yeah, the Fantastic Four, they're friends, they're foes. Where did this idea like come about from?
Yeah, well, I'm a huge Fantastic Four fan. I think people who watch my channel or listen to the podcast know that. I've been talking about them for years. I really wanted them in the game. And we just thought it would be a fun opportunity to put a mod set out there that you could use as enthralled. And as we're going to see later, there's 2 different ways to play this mod set. But I just wanted to get the Fantastic Four in. I thought it'd be really cool to have them to fight against, but also to, have them as allies, which is ultimately what we all want. So, yeah, and it mixes up the trickster takeover stuff like you talked about. You can use them to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with that scenario, and I think it'd be a perfect fit. I do think that the one it comes with is a bit on the easier side, and this doesn't look like that to me. This looks like this looks tough. So we can do like a really
tricky.
Really quick overview of this minion. He 6 health, 1 scheme to attack with the star. He has quick strike on him. After he attacks, you deal 1 damage to each friendly character. And what I noticed, it wasn't each friendly character engaged with you. So if you're playing with 4 people, he is blowing up the whole board for 1. It's like the concussive blast from under attack or something, I think it's called. 1 damage to each character. Brutal stuff.
Yeah, he's tough, Human Torch, but it really captures that kind of AoE damage of the flames.
Yeah.
He's really fun, and the quick strike means he's just gonna hit. He's a tricky one to play against for sure, but he's thematic.
Oh, for sure. I was gonna say I don't have any spoilers on the other Fantastic Fours, but the 3 boost icons is also tough. It's people are gonna overlook that, and it's gonna hit you. It's like the Sinister Motives one with all the Sinister 6. All of them have 3 boost icons. That is a tough modular set just from the number. The numbers get bumped up so high on a normal scheme, a normal attack activation, all of that.
Yeah, I mean,
about that.
You only have 1 set here. You have 1 of the Fantastic Four. There's gonna be 4 content creators who each have 1 of the minions / allies that we're gonna look at. So you don't know what the other ones are. Hopefully listeners will find them out soon. But yeah, Human Torch is really tricky, and if you're building like Mighty Avengers builds or something, he can really mess your day up, right? Like he can really hit a lot of those things and ruin your life. So it's a good time.
Yeah, no, he's pretty scary. But yeah, I think it's really a ton of fun, and I love the fact that I got this card, as you let me know in our DMs. It's my charred takes. This is me when I'm cooking right here. All the
Yeah,
sorry,
this is you.
yeah, this might be the charred side of it. It's just a ton of destruction that I'm putting that isn't really a good take. But with every charred take, there's a cooking one, which we get to the next one, which is the ally. So
Oof.
much like the trickster takeover, we have the defiant version of these minions. When you defeat them, they are linked, and then this one comes into play under your control. And yeah, he's three. He has a cost because I guess if he's bounced and he doesn't go to the victory display, you could replay him, but he's 1 cost, 2 attack, 4 health, and as a response, he has a star on his attack stat. After he attacks, deal 1 damage to each enemy. So you kind of get to harness a little bit of that power back to the enemy. Obviously, if you're playing control and the board's clear, it's 1 extra, but hopefully not. Hopefully there's a lot of things you get to ping toughs off of. You get to just go crazy with it. It's like a repeatable Squirrel Girl if you really think about it.
Yeah, it's really cool, and I think he's a great Voltron target too. If
Yeah.
you're playing a minion heavy scenario, you're gonna want to slap reinforced suit on him and let him go really crazy to get extra activations out of him. You could sky cycle him if you make him an honorary Avenger. You could really go in and keep them around because they are victory, which means they will go away when they are defeated. But if you want to keep them in play, like I think there's a lot of fun stuff you can do with them to have Johnny Storm in front of you.
Yeah, and go ahead
And
go ahead.
He's got flavor text too. I'm a big flavor text fan. So
I wanted to read that out. Yes. I thought this one was awesome. It's kind of like these goofier Marvel characters. We got 2 + 2 = 4. That solves everything. I thought that was so funny. I think it's very thematic. I think for the character, and hopefully they're coming to the game in an official capacity soon. But this is these 2 allies were so minion and ally were just like so thematic and fun. When I saw them, I was like, wow, that's great.
Yeah, I love the art on these 2. I think
yes,
we did a really great job. I think the user's name is V Jackson. He's on Discord. He's also one of the members of the kind of organizing team. He had a big hand in the design and the art of this as well, and he did an awesome job. These are great.
Yeah. That is kind of my thoughts on kind of the minion. You saying you got any thoughts on these 2?
I feel like you guys kind of said it all, but I mean, the art is beautiful. The power, I think it feels good because when he's enthralled, that 1 damage to all friendly characters is nasty. And so you get to feel your side of that without it being broken because 1 damage to every enemy is an effect that exists. So it feels fun to have your taste of the power and get to flip it on its head. I love when effects are symmetrical like that, but also not destroy the balance of the game. And I love the fantastic trait. I think that's funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. I do also. Are you going to share the other cards too, Charr?
Yes.
I think it's okay.
Which one next? We can do the side scheme or the. I think the side scheme makes the most sense.
Agreed.
So here we have the side scheme. Fantastic friends or foes. Reading the flavor text, not skimming it. 4 fantastic figures emerge to join the battle. But are they friends or foes? When defeated, each player searches the victory display for a fantastic ally and puts it into play under their control. If at least 1 ally entered play this way, this card gains victory 0. So my initial thoughts, I love the art, of course, but one of my initial reaction was like, this when defeated is very clever. Whoever made this or worded it this way, I think it makes a lot of sense. Like I had to read it once or twice from like, oh no, this makes so much sense why it works like this. It's just like really cool. This is also the card that I thought was even tougher than Johnny having 3 boost cards, 2 boost icons at this boost effect. This is rough. This one is really, really tough. You get the extra encounter card. They reveal it off the boost effect. You're also getting +2 to that activation. But it's not for it's for good reason, in my opinion, because the idea is after getting hit by all that pain, you get a really big tempo payoff by hopefully getting multiple allies into play, through the victory display. That was really cool.
Yeah, and the way it works, of course, is that the minions, when you defeat the minions, then you add the linked allies into the victory display. So if you haven't defeated any of them, you defeat this, it just goes away, nothing happens.
Right.
But then once you can try to time it, so you get all 4 of them, right? Because if you just get one of them in, this goes to the victory display. So you want to try to time it so you get all 4 of them in a 4-player game, which would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tricky. This is for sure. But this art is awesome. I love the group. This is a good
Great
one.
Great team up picture of just that's our squad right there.
And it's like the blue that we chose. We tried to mimic their suits. We went through a lot of color. We tried the white and black of the kind of Future Foundation look. We went to different shades of blue, but we landed on one we really like.
Yeah, I think the blue really looks good in this card. And I was gonna point out that getting all of them in the victory display in the specific scenarios this mod set's recommended, it's not too bad. Like Enchantress has the minion summoning cards, so just pull out all the Fantastic Four. Just get to it, get defeating them. Hit those nasty when revealed, I assume. They'll probably have some other ones that I'm not privy to at the moment, but deal with those, get them as a linked ally, and then maybe when this comes up, clear it, and all of them come in, and you have all the fantastic friends, as this card asks, not foes.
Yeah. Yeah, and this has 4 per player threat, so like it's not
very
super
high.
easy to clear.
Yes.
Yeah, it takes a minute to get rid of this.
Also thematic.
Yes.
I mean, it had to be 4. Right?
Oh wait, I actually missed that in my review. I didn't even realize it went straight over my
I
head.
considered 4 boost icons for this card.
Oh my god.
We did, but that's crazy.
I think it's not crazy enough.
That's too much. I think this is really fun. I really love the art on this one for a card that might be out there for a while that you're looking at for a good bit of the game. This is really great.
Yeah, no,
multiple times sometimes. It'll come out there probably a couple
That's
times.
true. It could come out again. Yeah.
But I thought this was really cool, and I didn't have this kind of last piece that pulled it all together, but you shared this with me recently, which was kind of this modular card. It's kind of like the setup card, essentially, on how do you want to use this scenario. So I will just do a little bit of reading and try and summarize it, but we have the Fantastic Friends or Foe. It's kind of like the Fading Figment instruction card from the Trickster Takeover. Very similar looking thing. Is variation difficulty columns. So we have the foes mode, which is given a moderate difficulty rating. Fantastic Four have been enthralled. You have to rescue them to get them on your side. You set aside the 4 ally cards during setup. And it explains it's a great alternative to Trickster Magic for the Enchantress scenario. And then it has a reminder, the ally's invisible movement interrupt is not forced. I have no idea what that means, but I'm sure I will as the content creators reveal it. So essentially this is saying that they are enthralled. So you're setting the allies aside initially. You're going to put it into the encounter deck as a normal modular set and be able to go from there. The Friends mode is given the easy difficulty. So it's for a thematic good guy entrance to the Fantastic Four. So what you do is this one recommends to use it as an additional modular set in a scenario because it's only adding 1 encounter card to the encounter deck. You add all 4 of the allies immediately into the victory display instead of the set aside area. Then you include only the Fantastic Friends or Foes side scheme in the encounter deck, and the minions should be set aside because it kind of messes up with the link thing if they're already in the victory display. Obviously, they shouldn't be included. And then as optional, you can choose to just put that side scheme into play, Fantastic Friends or Foe, to gain their assistance right away, which I think is really fun, and it's a really cool way. It's kind of like you're giving the villain a bit of tempo against you, but it gives you something on turn 1 to just like, boom, all the Fantastic Four is here to help us. We know we're going to hit the kicker of all 4 of them exactly because they're all in the victory display. So I could definitely see this as being a hit at the con for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the big theme of the con is Doctor Doom. There is a Doctor Doom modular set that we also designed that is going to be revealed on the Critical Encounters podcast. They're going to reveal that soon. So stay tuned if you're excited about that. But so that kind of goes with the theme, right? The Doom to the Fantastic Four, all kind of working together. So if you find that Doom is tricky or the scenarios we're playing are really hard, you can add the Friends mode in. Or if you're at home, you just want to, make a scenario a little bit easier, you can do the Friends mode and you can get the Fantastic Four in there and gives you a little boost.
Yeah, I really love the inclusion of this. I think there's so many ways to play, and like there's no right or wrong way to play the game. And the Friends mode is going to be a ton of fun. Just if you're like, even if you're doing like a really tough challenge, you like put the Friends mode in as like, let's see if we can get through Streets of Chaos, Red Skull on Expert with Standard 2 or something. Let's throw the Fantastic Four can help us with that. Put a little bit into our favor. But
yeah, and I think it's a fun one if you're going to a meetup. Like, you're meeting with some locals. You don't want to maybe do the whole like difficult foes mode, you can just do the fun, put the friends in, get the Fantastic Four out. People will be excited to see it if they didn't make it to MCDC especially. So I think that's cool. And you did read that the Invisible Woman's interrupt is not forced, which means nothing to you now.
Yes.
However, next week, Solo Marvel Champion is revealing the Invisible Woman. So check out his channel because he'll have the next set of these. So
that's awesome. Can't wait to figure out that mystery line of text on there for me. So
yeah.
I would have to say it's probably something that, we'll have to see. I don't know. I could only speculate. But that's kind of the end of like my section of the mod set. I think it's really cool, really fun and thematic. Combos well with Doom, obviously. So I think you guys are gonna have a great time there. And the last thing you sent me, which I thought was actually pretty cool, was kind of the alt arts. So we'll go over one of them right now. So I don't know if these were specifically picked for me, but when I went to the Con of Heroes, I had cell phone in a lot of my decks, and we got a cell phone alt art here. So in multiplayer specifically, this card's a ton of fun. What I noted is like, even though my channel, I'd say the gameplay on my channel is primarily solo, I play a lot of multiplayer these days, and multiplayer, there's a lot of fluidity in the turns in terms of calling actions. Basic activations are the only things that are rigid, and that's why you play cell phone. It gives it some of that fluidity back. You can have someone activate out of turn, get rid of a guard, get rid of a patrol, and this art is just awesome. You look at this, I was dying at the X mobile because I've never seen this art before. I was like, that's funny. You have Kamala Khan and Wolverine, and she's taking the selfie. He looks like he doesn't want to be there at all, but that makes it even better. That's like the whole idea behind it.
Yeah. No, everything we said about the rigidity versus fluidity of basic actions is true. There's so many of these team up cards ready both characters, and that ends up feeling like a useless thing if you're playing multiplayer and you readied my identity out of turn. Like, there's really nothing I can do with that anymore. So this kind of gives you some agency back there, but it can also help in other scenarios too. This is cool. This is alt art. These were done by JG is the user. His name is Jonah. He's also one of the organizers of the con. He's having his alt art phase, so he's got a bunch of these alt arts, and it's more than just alt art. It was also trying to think about cards that are out of print, maybe. So we're trying to create alt arts, but for some people, this could be the first time they're getting some of these cards. So every content creator that also has some of the Fantastic Four mod set is going to have some alt art cards, and they're not all of them. I didn't pass out all of them, but I passed out a number of them. So you're going to see some the next couple weeks. Everybody who comes is going to get a booster pack full of a random set. So you're not going to get all of the alt art cards, but the idea is that you'll get some and you can trade. And maybe if you join the game a little bit later, you don't have some of the earlier stuff or some key cards that are in some, I'll say, packs that are sold out now, hard to get. You're going to get some of those here. So I think this is another one thing we tried to do.
I didn't know about the out of print stuff. That's a pretty good, that's a pretty good community thing for sure for the people who are visiting and like, well, how do I get so-and-so? How do I get this? How do I get that? Pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So, hopefully people really like these. I think the alt arts are all really cool, and they're like really useful cards that maybe were only printed once or printed a long time ago. And I think some of us want extra copies, and then some of us just never got them. So
I'm starting to suspect that you maybe just want some extra copies of all these cards and then set this whole thing up just to get them.
I'm playing the long con. I just need more than one copy of cell phone, so I created a con.
Created a con to then have an excuse to make promos, to then also promote your podcast, to then have a cell phone promo.
So you called me out.
Yeah, we're getting to the root of it. We're getting to the root of it here. No, that would be the world's most expensive investment.
Winning hand drama in your title now.
All caps.
With the little siren emoji. Exclamation point. Put a red arrow on my face going.
And the big face. Yeah.
All of it. Red arrows, circles, green arrows, all of it.
You got to compute Mr. Beast somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But that was...
We play the game.
Yes, of course. And then for the last one, sad to see the reveals go, but the last one I got was a dropkick altar, and this one was so cool. I mean, I did the blind reaction as best I could, but when you sent this, the whole thing is the art. It wasn't really the effect. I'm like, wow, this is... Whoever found this art, it's awesome. It's like just really fun. I always thought it was interesting that in the Hulk drop kick. He kind of looks like he's doing a swinging web kick. I actually have it right next to me. And now we actually have Spider-Man doing it. So, it's kind of like he got retribution for Hulk kind of stealing his card. Not really. I think it came out.
Stole his whole move.
Yeah, exactly.
I love this art, though. This is awesome art. Again, this is at JG. This is Jonah. He did this, and this is incredible. I really love just the whole. It feels really like dynamic. Like you can feel the movement, and Deadpool's just getting a face full of foot. He's literally tasting defeat.
Okay.
That's
okay.
That took me a second. That's pretty good. I like that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I do like this art a lot. It kind of leans into one of the things that I have noticed about Spider-Man, that I like in some of his card arts, and sometimes if you see him in like comics or if you play the Spider-Man video games, Spider-Man does have a no killing rule. Some of these hits are lethal to regular people.
Yes.
Like Spider-Man is obviously doing this to Deadpool who can't die, but like that is a kill shot. That is not just like a drop kick. That is he's just like super curb stomping him from looks like on top of a building. Like that's crazy.
But luckily Deadpool can't die, so we're fine.
Like Deadpool can die, so it's fine. So you can write it off.
Just putting an
like,
acceleration token, it's okay.
So yeah, it's just an acceleration. It's cool. But sometimes you play those games or some of those comic panels, he's cleaning somebody out with those kicks, and you're like, or even on the swing web kick itself, Rhino's getting pieced up. And you're a little worried for him.
Yeah. Now these are great. Thank you, Charr, for taking time to show these off and to have us on, obviously to share it, but to hype up the con. I hope people who are coming to MCDC are really excited, and people who aren't as well. I'm not sure the availability of these after the con. That's something we're going to talk about, but if we can make them available, at the very least, they will be available via print and play.
Nice.
On the MCDC website, you'll be able to print them yourself. Beyond that, I can't speak to, but if you can't manage to go, you will be able to get them via printer, and that counts for all of it: the Doctor Doom mod set, the Fantastic Four mod set, and all the alt arts as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's like a lot of people can feel free to join in on the fun if they want to proxy it at home and be like, let me try it after the fact. I didn't get a copy. Really cool. And then one slight shout out on this art. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but the hero versus hero Civil War. I don't know. I thought it was fun.
I didn't think about that one. That's a good one.
Yeah, but thanks so much for joining me and reviewing these cards again. I just wanted a little bit of kind of the thought behind the cards rather than just my blind reactions and making blind guesses. Got a little bit of confirmations in the second half. Did I get any of them right? I have no idea. It's been a minute since I recorded the initial reveals. That being said, there's a ton of fun. Thanks for joining, both Boom Guy and Lazy Titan. You guys got anything else? Feel free to plug the con, plug the channel, and we can wrap this one up.
Yeah, mcdc.fun is the website. So go there for anything you want to know about MCDC, which is the Marvel Champions in the Washington, D.C. area. That's the name. It's not DC, this different comic company. But yeah, so if you go to mcdc.fun, there's a wait list where you can sign up if you don't have tickets yet, but you think you might want tickets. Also, we have an email list. So we're obviously doing this every year. This is the first one. Next year, we're going to have kind of an email update, I think monthly, to kind of talk about how we're developing stuff, what's coming up for the con, the process where we're at in terms of booking venues and setting up stuff. So kind of like with those Kickstarter updates that you get if you back Kickstarter stuff. So we'll have an email going out every month with updates. So sign up for that if you're interested in hearing about that, even if you can't make it. But yeah, all the information is there. And if you want to see more of Boom Guy for some chance, Winning Hand, anywhere you get podcasts and videos, you can find us there.
Awesome. It's great. Well, that's about it. Seems like we wrapped this up pretty nicely. It was really cool. It's awesome. Thanks for joining. Leave a like, subscribe down below. Check out Boom Guy. Check out MCDC. Check out everything. Check out Lazy Titan as well. Don't want to just say Boom Guy. Both on the Winning Hand. He's
the maestro. I'm just here.
Well. Hey. And let me know if you ever want to get another Marvel Rewind in, Charr.
Yeah.
If you need another guest again. I was on one. I'd be happy to come back.
I think you were still the only guest there, but I don't know.
Really?
4 Horsemen is coming up. Maybe we'll think about it.
Speaking of, okay. I think this is my first guest appearance anywhere else. So we're keeping it in the friend group.
Let's do
Love
it.
it.
But yeah, that was awesome. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for chilling out. As always, that's it for the cards discussion after the fact. I'll see you guys later. See ya.
See ya.
Later.